Say the weird thing. People are desperately seeking realness.
If you have a slow metabolism, it might be your mom's fault. You see, all the cells in our body contain mitochondria, which are canonically known to turn nutrients into energy. That being said, each of these mitochondria have their own set of DNA. And unlike nuclear DNA that controls the functioning of the cell, mitochondrial DNA is not inherited from both parents, but is strictly inherited from the mother. Therefore, your mitochondrial DNA is the same as your mother's, who is the same as her mother's, and so on. Very importantly, mitochondrial DNA can dictate the efficiency by which we convert nutrients into energy. Tightly coupled mitochondria generate the maximum amount of ATP for the minimum amount of nutrients, and the minimum amount of heat production, whereas loosely coupled mitochondria need to utilize more nutrients in order to produce the same amount of energy, because they waste more energy per nutrient that they use by emitting heat into the environment. That is, for the same given amount of ATP production, a tightly coupled mitochondria would have to utilize far less fatty acids than a loosely coupled mitochondria. And the more energy that we waste as heat during the production of energy, the higher our metabolic expenditure, because we need to catabolize more fuels in order to generate the same amount of energy. Importantly, heat produced by the mitochondria does help to control body temperature. Therefore, tightly coupled mitochondria appeared to be beneficial and favorable in warmer climates, because we would produce less heat and we would not increase our core body temperature by as much. Whereas loosely coupled mitochondria appeared to be beneficial for cold climates, because we could produce more internal body heat. And these different variations in mitochondrial DNA are considered mitochondrial haplotypes. And those with ancestors who lived in warm climates appear to be more likely to have tightly coupled mitochondria and have a lower energy expenditure. Whereas those whose ancestors lived in a cold climate appear to be more likely to have loosely coupled mitochondria and have a higher energy expenditure. And it appears that those of African descent have a lower energy expenditure than those of European descent, which is in part driven by these mitochondrial haplotypes that once again you inherited from your mother. Therefore, if you think you have a slow metabolism, which oftentimes you don't, but hypothetically if you think that you do, you can blame it on your mother, and then she can blame it on her mother, who can blame it on her mother, and so on.